Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the new episode of Deep Conversations at TGM Radio UK. My name is Solomon and I'm the host. In the studios, I have Nizzie. Nizzie, is that your only name? Because I've only known you by that name. I haven't listened to you talking about anything.
Any other names?
Yeah.
Hi, no, that's not my only name. Nizzie is more like a nickname. My actual name is Denise Menya Nachisanda Omotesi. That's my whole government name. But Nizzie is the brand. It's a nickname that sort of stuck around since high school. So a lot of people do know me as Nizzie. Yeah. It's the only one I use on my social media. So it's understandable to think of me as just
Definitely, I've never heard anyone talking about Menya, Nachisanda. So how did Nizzie come around, like, in play?
So during high school, a friend just came up with the name. It was literally a nickname on a random day, and it sort of just became the brand. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, Nizzie.
Literally, but Nizzie derived from Denise. But they were just like, you've never had a nickname. It was a random conversation. They just asked, Denise, you've never had a nickname? And I was like, no. And they were like, oh, how about Nizzie? And I was like,
but
Nizzie's not bad.
Talk about Denise. There's no connection between Nizzie and Denise, apart
they
from
were
the
like,
Z.
Yeah, so you know how those days when everyone used to want to make their name unique. So I used to write Denise with Deniz.
Hey.
Then other people would be like, Niz. The brand now started from there, and they're like Denise, Niz. So everyone was like Niz. Then it became Nizzie. Nizzie stuck. I put it on my Instagram back in 2014. Yeah, it's been the brand ever since.
Definitely, I've never known any other name apart from Nizzie. Actually, I think you didn't witness that. Every time every time I met you somewhere, I was like Nizzie.
It's always Nizzie. Even
apart from Denise.
It's always been Nizzie. Even through my time in university, like some people would always know Nizzie. Then someone would be like, have you seen Denise? And they'll be like, who's Denise? Because Nizzie has really just stuck around. Like I have friends who don't even know that my actual name is Denise. They know it as Nizzie, including you.
Oh wow. All right, let's go back. Please, I want you to take back the listeners. Just let them know where you come from.
Okay.
So, where have you been? Where do you actually originally come from?
Okay.
The motherland, like the village. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Denise, and I'm a small girl from Iganga. I was born in Iganga. I'm a Musoga, proud one at that. And
I can see you. I can see the pride is coming up.
Yeah, it's in the smile. Yeah. So I was born and raised in a place called Busawala. And this is also located in Iganga. And I spent my early years in Butende, which is also Iganga. In Uganda. And then we moved to growing up in Chireka. So I'm a Chireka girl.
So when you said Busawala, I was thinking about the homeland of the ghetto president, Bobby Wine. I was like, are you close to ghetto? Is that where everything comes from you, like the ghetto president? Yeah.
I'm not Mubanda.
Yeah.
But yes, then I grew up in Chireka for a couple of years before we moved to Namugongo, and I've always just lived in Chaliwajala, Namugongo.
Chaliwajala, Chireka Banda.
That's my area. Chireka Banda, Chaliwajala, Namugongo. Yeah, that's where I was born. That's where I've been raised. Chireka, Chaliwajala, those are my ends. If you ask me anything about that area, Agenda 2000, that's the stop.
That's the stop.
Taxi stop.
So, are you the only child?
No, I come from a family of 4 girls. So I have 3 other beautiful sisters, and they all look just as good, if not even better than I do. It's a family of 4 beautiful girls. I'm the eldest.
You're the oldest.
And so I have my other sister. She is turning 22 this year. 22. She's younger than me, and then
definitely if you're the oldest.
Obviously.
Unless there's a miracle of
Yeah. So and we're all D's. Fun fact. So there's Denise, Diana, who's 22, Daisy, who is 17, and Debbie, the youngest, who is 10.
So what do you call that? 4D?
4D.
Because we only have D squared, D cubed.
D
so
cubed.
I've never heard of
just the 4Ds.
The 4Ds.
The 4Ds, the beautiful 4Ds.
Oh, I can see.
Exactly.
So how's the mom? Is mom and dad happy with the girls at home, or dad is like, no, I'm the house of the girl, only girls, I'm the only man?
No, we are happy. We're proud to be the four girls, the four proud Basoga girls who are just, pushing boundaries and making our parents proud. So I come from a family of engineers. Both my parents are engineers. My mom's an electrical engineer.
Wow.
And my dad's an electrical engineer. And this has rubbed off on us. It's sort of inspired the careers that we've gone into and the choices that we've made. And I have to say they're proud of us because we are pushing boundaries and we have been inspired. So they're happy to have us as, the four girls, the four Ds.
When dad was doing the work of electrical engineering, that's where he met the mom, and it was like, this works out properly. You do fixing that cable, I'll be fixing that one. And
I'm going to just
we come together. We join together.
It's a good combination of different sectors in the engineering field. Yeah, fun fact, they also met here in the UK because they were here for university.
Did she talk about, or did he talk about the university they went to?
Yeah, my mom went to the University of Dundee. Which is in Scotland.
I was going to say Dundee. That's...
Yeah, that's far. And then my dad went to the University of Bath.
Bath, Bath, so
I
don't know how far, but...
Down. It's like split ends.
Oh, that love. I don't know how that love did grow back because of their electrical connections.
Yeah.
Because that's Dundee and Bath, they're a bit far from each other. Yeah.
Then they went back to Uganda. They built a home, had 4 lovely girls, and here I am.
Definitely, I can see that. The happy one.
The happy one.
I haven't seen the other 3, but the one I know is full of energy.
Yeah.
And she's kind of ready to kick and roll about anything that comes our way.
Yeah, there's different kinds of energy you'll get from the 4Ds. That's what I'll say.
Is it?
Everyone has something to bring to the table.
So, how do you feel about the firstborn? I know we also had the saying, the firstborns are the ones who have it rough. Because the followers are the ones who are looking up to you, like in terms of education, marriage, blah blah blah. They all say, we are looking at our big brother. Oh, if he's a brother, but now it's you're the big sister.
I would say being a firstborn has come along with a couple of pressures and expectations.
Definitely.
And then there's always you're the tester cake type of attitude towards raising you. Yeah. So I would say throughout my raising, it has been quite different from my siblings because they're more like, let's test and see how you will go through a girls' school. And then if it goes well, okay, all the rest are going to go there. And then let's see what it would be like if you go to an international school. Then I go there and I succeed. And they're like, okay, let's send all the rest.
Everyone will go there.
Everyone will go there. Yeah. So it's more like you test it, but you also have to do good with whatever they're testing you with. Yeah. That way you open boundaries and make it easier for your younger siblings.
Definitely.
Because they're like, we're giving you the opportunity to go to the UK, but if you don't handle it well, then your sisters are not going to go. We're going to send you to an international school, but if you learn bad manners, your sisters are not gonna go. So it's this pressure of I have to be good, I have to be perfect, I have to win at it.
You're the guinea pig.
I'm the tester cake, I'm the guinea pig, now all of it. That's me. But I would say it is amazing to be able to have the power to open these opportunities for my siblings and open doors and create the opportunities for them, because I walk into the room and I make space for them. I create the opportunities for them. So I enjoy it, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want to be the tester cake anymore. I want to make a mistake and be like, I can come back from it. Not that I want to make the mistake, but I want to be given the window to learn from a mistake and be like, okay, I can do better, things like this, rather than always have to be perfect and good and all these things. I would say it's like, it's ish.
Definitely. So
they're hard days.
One question. Parents are always strict with the elders or the firstborns, or I would take it that way. How have they been strict on you in general?
They have been.
From education, behavior-wise, how have they been strict? How's mom been like, you can't do that in my house? And my dad says, in my house, you can't do that. You can't go out and come back at that time in my house. Yeah. So tell us around
about that.
How strict they've been with you.
They have been really strict in terms of security, in terms of things I can do and can't do when I'm back home. So, like leaving the house, I cannot leave the house as Denise.
Yeah. So, in what way do you leave the house? As Nizzie?
No, not like that.
Yeah.
So I can't leave. I've always known that I can leave the house or be allowed to go to a certain place, let's say to a restaurant, to a club, only if I'm going with a cousin who's going to watch over me, or my mom's coming along, or things like that. And then as I've grown older, I'm like, oh, I would like to go to this restaurant. And she's like, oh, you can only go if you go with your older cousin, this, like, let's say Daphne. If you can go with your cousin Daphne, you can go. Then that's when I had to now be like, okay, I'm living with Daphne. Then we all make our plans on the side, and we're like, Daphne, you go see your friends, I go see mine. Then we meet again at this time.
You're trying to finance the
and they pick
they call it financing.
Exactly, yeah, finessing. But we've always grown up with the kind of thing of you can't just leave the house and go by yourself. And that's how they've been protective with me as a firstborn. I never went to any birthday parties without someone watching over me. I never went to a restaurant to meet someone without them saying, you have to go with this one. And then there's always that dropping you and we're picking you up. You're never going to say, I'm going to do this. No, even if you decide to take the public transport, you're not going to use it alone. You will go with this person. And that's how I always grew up. You go with this person, you go with this person, you go with this person. And even when I go back to this day, if I go back home and I'm saying, Mommy, I want to go clubbing. She's like, who are you going with? You don't just say you're going clubbing. With who? As who? Even if I'm doing it all by myself here in the UK, but without them watching over me, I go back and I'm still their little girl. I'm still their firstborn.
I've seen you a few times in the club. And I'm like, I'll call the mom and just tell her like how the girl's doing in the club in the UK.
She'll say she's living life. It's okay. It's okay. She's careful. She's behaving.
I bet she'll say that. So you talked about cousins. How many? Because you just told me about the 3 sisters.
Yeah.
Left.
Oh, I have an endless list of cousins, and we've always grown up in a big household. We've always lived with cousins, aunties, uncles. During lockdown, we did a mini survey to just count how many people are living in the house, because they were saying, lockdown, you need to watch the number of people living in the house. And we counted, and shockingly, we were 21 in that house.
21 in the house.
21 in the house, because we've always lived as a big community at home. We've lived with cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents, different kinds of people in the house, to go up to 20.
So cousins, they come to your house. You don't go to their homes. I would call them homes. They come to your home, your daddy's home. Don't you go into their houses or their homes?
We can visit, but we've never really stayed.
Are they close by, or just a bit of distant around the city, or kind of outside of the city?
We live in different areas, to be fair. There's some that are close by, some that are far away. And the cousins that I have lived with, it's been a case of the parents maybe are back like in Iganga or Kasese, and they want their children to study in Kampala. So we live with them, and then everyone goes to school, they come back. So it's like a second home for them. It's more like, it's just been accommodating in that way. My parents have always just been accommodating like that.
Are they older than you?
Yeah, a couple of them are older, younger. It's a mix.
It's a mix.
It's a mix.
So many, or just a few are older than you? Or
I would say there's about, in the house right
because
now.
I want to ask another question, like who takes control when you're in the house? Because you're the big girl in the house, yes, we know from the dad and mom. But when the cousins come around,
there's a bit of a power struggle over there.
I would guess. I used to say the same with my sister. I always say, I'm younger than my sister, but I always tell her,
you're the boy.
I'm the boss.
You're the man.
Yeah, I'm the man. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so in that sense, it would be like, I do have respect for them as the older ones, but when it comes to putting my foot down and saying you're not respecting the furniture or you're not respecting the property, I will put my foot down and say...
The TV, most especially.
The TV is a fight. That one, we've had enough fights for the remote, people switching off the back, people punching each other just for a TV program. One wants to watch football, but the girls want to watch their soaps. I want Telemundo. You're putting on football. What's that?
What's Telemundo?
I hope they lose.
What's Telemundo?
Telemundo, it has like telenovelas. It's this TV channel that just has, all those romantic
Right.
and that make us happy.
Right, Nizzie, I want to take you back to, I'll call you, what name actually do you prefer?
I'm happy with either.
Any.
Denise, Nizzie, side.
I'll go with Denise. Denise, taking you back to Iganga.
I take you back to Iganga.
Where you're born?
Iganga is beautiful to me. Like,
so were you born in the hospitals in Iganga?
Yes, I was.
Perfect. How did that kind of shape you? How do you feel about being born in Iganga? How is it in Iganga? Like, you can bring up on a table and say, this is me. I'm Iganga. We go this and this and this. That's what we are.
I wouldn't say I remember what it was like the younger ages, but I would say like always going back and growing there. I really loved the sense of community that it gave back, and how each time we would go back, the church is across the road, so you know everyone is waking up at 6 to go for mass by 7 with Jaja. Then everyone is at that, after going to church, everyone comes back and we're all sitting down and having breakfast in Igang and just sitting around. Everyone is eating the groundnuts, the maize, and I liked that. Then after that, you climb the tree for some jackfruit. Then everyone's happy about that. Then you move from there. They're like, oh, we're going to get mangoes. It's mango season. So it was nice to experience that and go and they're telling you, you climb the tree and we see. Then you fall down, you try again, you get the mangoes. Then they send you to bring the mangoes back, but you sit in the trees and eat them. I even forget they're waiting for you back home. I think we're just that stubborn. Like, so, if you go back, they're now going to tell you, it's time to peel the matoke, but you want to dodge that. So you'll take as much time as possible to pick these mangoes because you want to dodge the responsibility of
I would do the same. I think
I did a bit
you're
of the same. You're in charge of cutting the onions because the onions are now going to make your eyes cry. You don't want that, so you'd rather stay in the tree and eat the mangoes.
So the neighborhood in Iganga, back home, like culture-wise, you've got like neighbors have got control over you if the parents are not there. If you do something on a village level and the village feels like you've gone extreme.
It's never been like that.
Or you're just having that enclosed in the village, like that kind of enclosure. This us, you can't control my kids even if they do something wrong.
No.
So or the neighbor will just say, you've done something wrong, won't punish you, and they'll tell your dad or
no, they take you back. You get the punishment in your home compound. It was never like they're the ones who are going to punish you. No. They will tell you that you've done wrong and your punishment is to go back home and get the punishment from there. Then my granddad would just be like, what has happened? And after that, he's like, I'm handing you over to your mom. It was always her place as the parent.
To punish.
It's never theirs.
So the granddad doesn't punish at all?
No. They will just say,
just listen to the crimes you committed.
They listen to the crimes, then they hand you over to the one who's actually going to give you the punishment. But it was never like, I'm going to punish you on behalf of, no. Even with aunties and uncles at home or anything, it's not your place, it's the parents' place. You can call me out for it, but it's not your place to punish me.
So how does mom punish?
How does mom punish? These levels have changed over the years because it's moved from Galamida, lie down and you get
was it sticks or sandals?
all kinds of
and
things.
Slaps.
Sometimes you'd even go and pick your own stick. You go to the compound, she's like, go and pick your stick, whichever you think works for you. Pick it. So you pick the stick, you go back, you lie down. She's like, you've picked this one. This is the one you want.
Did you ever
okay.
Did you ever bring a dodgy one?
Yeah,
the routine kind of the routine, whatever it is.
Like, if you bring one that won't work, she had a bamboo. It was hidden in the mats in the sitting room. The bamboo stick is there. She will pull it out and say, you picked one that didn't work. Now you have to deal with this bamboo.
Oh yeah, and the bamboos were
those ones were painful.
so painful.
But so over the years, it's moved from lie down and get caned to getting a slap, to now being told off because they know words now hurt you more rather than because now you become immune to the slap. You'll be like, I'll cry, then what?
It was I don't want to use too much Luganda, but
I know. So you're just like, I'll cry, the pain will go, and I'll move from there. Well, those words will ring. Those words will stick around. There's words that you'll hear now, and it will hurt you more than someone actually just slapping you. Because you'll slap me, and then what?
Nothing happens.
But the words will come back to me. It will be a memory that will stick around.
Definitely.
So right now, the words hurt more than her slapping me. That's what I would say. So it's progressed over the years. But obviously for my younger sister, She's not scared of the words. She's scared of the canes.
So it's
well,
kind
me
of the
now,
changing
you'll
dynamics.
be like, you're going to cane me. It's like, but you're going to talk? Okay, that's a bit
fine.
painful. Yeah.
So how did that kind of community shape you? Shape the young Nizzie, or is still shaping you because you said you do visit? How has it shaped the person you are?
I am today. In terms of like shaping me?
Well, that kind of like, I'm just talking about way back a bit.
Yeah.
When you're still young, how did it kind of shape you to know, if I do this, it's not good for the community. If I behave this way, the community,
it's not good.
Yeah, it's not reflective of where I come from, reflection to your daddy's house or to your daddy's family. That's not who they are. So if you go extreme, that's not your daddy's family. So how did it kind of shape you into a good kind of, well, not a good kind of, but a good character, a good girl who you are now?
So in terms of shaping me, I've always grown with a sense of community, like love and things of this nature, whereby we all know where we come from. We all know we are from Busoa, we are from Butende, which are all places in Iganga. And they're like, you've moved there and pushed boundaries, and now you live in Manchester. And it goes to show that there's rewards for good behavior, there's rewards for discipline, there's rewards for knowing that I'm not where I come from, but I can go back and build more for them. It's knowing that this is where we are from and this is where we want to get. So you have to push the boundaries. You shouldn't give up, or you shouldn't throw it all away because you're trying to make better for your background. So I've always grown with this thing of I need to do better so that I can give back to where I'm from, so that I can help it grow, so that I can help it move forward. Because it started from growing in an area where it's just a dusty road and like a path over there. Now we are seeing a highway and wow, this is brand new. And we need to move this even further. We need to move it forward. We need to give back to, I need to give back to the community, the ancestors, the people who raised me, the people who are the reason I am here today. So it's always been in the back of my mind. I need to give back to my community the same way different people have been helped to study and get an education. I want to give back as well. I want to help other people study. I want to inspire them and tell them, you are a teacher and now I'm an architect, and we can move this further and make you even bigger. You could be a president.
I think you're taking me so fast because that's where I'm heading.
You're heading there.
So talking about education, like you've been talking about, you want to give back the education. Tell us about your education background, like kind of it's been from where did you start school in the village of where you come from, or you just when you came to the city, that's where you began your education? And then
I started my education when we moved back to the city, and I started off at Little Angels, Nakasero. That's where I was for my nursery school, and then from there I moved to Kampala Parents.
I've heard of Kampala Parents.
And then from Kampala Parents I went to Green Hill Academy.
So how was it like? Was it that first from Kampala Parents to Green Hill?
To Green Hill. That change came about
actually
when
Little Angels. How was Little Angels?
I
the
wish
little
I could
ones,
remember,
the
but
angels.
Little Angels, we were
Which
all
are
little
little.
angels. We were the dancers. We were, having fun, living life. That's all art colors and paints and crayons. And then you move to another school and they're like, okay, you're about to start P1. You're now serious.
So was Little Angels close to the house? Or to the home?
They would just drop us off and then pick us up, you know. But it was close to Mom's workplace at the time, so it was convenient for her.
So she does
would
drop
always,
you when she's going to work, and
then picks us up when she's back from work.
That's good.
And then Kampala Parents, it was close to my dad's workplace now, so he would drop us off and then pick us up. It was between actually both their workplaces. It was not too far from Mom, not too far from Dad, but closer to Dad.
Mom became so clever. She was like, okay,
I've done nursery.
Let me a bit of geography, so give you a bit of burden of picking them up and taking them. So who dressed you up? Dad or Mom?
Mom. But there's times when Mom wasn't around, so Dad.
It was Dad. Oh, that's a good share.
It was a good share of the responsibility.
Yeah. What time did you leave Nakasero to Green Hill?
No, I moved from
Green Hill to Nakasero, or from Nakasero to Green Hill?
I moved from Nakasero to Kampala Parents.
Kampala Parents.
Yeah. So I wish I could remember the years, but I moved to Kampala Parents in P1.
Yeah.
Then I left Kampala Parents in primary 3, P3. And that was because I think there was a change of power in the school. So my parents were quite worried. They're like, maybe it's not going to be a top school anymore. And we want to take her to the top performing school.
Yeah, definitely.
And because the ownership was changing, I think, to Sudir, I think the school ownership was changing. So the dynamics were not too sure. Yeah. So that's when we moved to Green Hill, because they're like, oh, it's the top performing school now. And we need to take her to the top. Yeah, exactly.
I think it is still. I've had many people from Green Hill saying you are the best.
We are the best. It's always been a competition between Kampala Parents and Green Hill, because I remember the competition was set from day one. They're like, you have to perform well, it's a top school. Perform well, it's a top school. And that's always in my head. It's a top school. You need to perform well. You need to get the grades. You need to live up to the school's name. You know, continue representing it. So I moved to Green Hill in primary 3, and I was there until primary 7 when I finished my PLE. Aggregate 4. Just that I should flex. The brains are there. And then from there, I moved to Namagunga, which is a top girls' school.
So let me take you back to Green Hill.
Go on.
What's your best times in Green Hill?
I think
you remember
some of my best memories were the swimming galas, because I loved swimming. I loved taking part in the different swimming competitions and getting to represent Green Hill with other schools. That was such a big highlight for me. I was really into a lot of the sports, like the swimming was. I was very passionate about that.
When you represented them like with different schools, were the best?
Yeah, in breaststroke. Any other stroke, not really, but breaststroke was mine. And you know, when the coaches even know you, they're like, this is hers. When she goes in this rally, she's swimming this stroke. And I was very proud of that. I was proud of being the breaststroke swimmer of my time in Green Hill and helping win in the competitions.
Do you have some medals?
I do.
Well
I have the medals, I have the certificates. If I could have carried them, I would.
So apart from swimming, and any other sport?
I tried netball, because, you know, they get all the girls to do netball.
The Nizzie, I know, she's a bit of kind of drama kind of person.
I did take part in dramas.
That's what she portrays now, because that's what I've known you for. I don't know about your earlier. So drama. Tell me about drama.
There was a lot of like dramas and dancing, and that excited me, especially because Green Hill used to have a lot of shows at the National Theatre.
Definitely.
So it was always exciting. Celebrities.
I have a friend who was in this play. I've forgotten the name of the play, but I think you know the play.
I think the King's Hot Shoes.
Maybe
it must have been, because that was the one.
So that's where I was coming. Where were you?
I was there. I was the teacher.
You were the teacher.
I was the teacher in the show, so it was exciting. It's always fun to take part in those as well. And this carried on when I moved into high school, because I found it exciting to dance and act. And all these creative things, it's always been a part of me.
So you're in Green Hill, you were the teacher in the play. How was it?
It was nice.
Did you kind of think about being like in drama, singing, or performing arts anywhere, like in your career wise? Because you told me about the background of the family, but about that. Do you kind of think about like, I'm going to be acting?
Oh no, but I didn't really think about it. It was always just at the back of my mind. It's like I can do it.
It's a backup.
I've always been because I've always liked to think of myself as a jack of all trades, someone who's willing to try anything and everything, and be like, actually I can do this, and I'm quite good at it. So I try the acting, and I'm like, I can't do that, and then I try the dancing, and I'm like, I can't do break dance, but I can, whine a bit, can dance the maganda.
I've seen you. All right.
So it was always just a thing. Like, if I grow up and someone told me, do you want to be part of this movie? I'm like, I can try. I'm always happy to try. And if it's not, I'm not giving my best. I mean, there's always other people, and there's always time to improve, but I will try.
So we're going to just hold it from there.
Okay.
Because we're heading to the first break.
All right.
So I always ask my guests what song they want to listen to in the break. So what song do you want me to play you?
I would love to listen to Potential by Radio and Weasel. Because I have potential.
Why that choice of the song?
Well, that's because I have potential, and we listened to this song growing up so much. And the lyrics are just a masterpiece. Radio and Weasel are some of the artists that just like stuck with me growing up. And then because also Radio stood out to me because some of his lyrics were in Lusoga, and that excited me.
Oh,
It
I
became a
forgot.
brand.
It's from
Exactly,
yeah.
it's my boy. So I have to
Yeah.
support my people and
So-
core memories.
Yeah, so it gives you that kind of memory, like because you've seen you swimming, the potential you had in the back. Is it the backstroke? Yeah, so that's the potential you have to put.
Breaststroke.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a short break, and we're going to leave you with the song "Potential" from Nizzie, and please enjoy, enjoy the song.
Okay.
Simona Veniona, Kalina potential.
Hey yo, this is General Oz alongside Radio and Weasel, and this is going out to all the potential ladies in the world. True.
Sisiskana mange kalibaize kubyanga umushe wazoona subisika muchitenge nangu muchitamala awe subisika vambiri vamakapita sivamakaona awe ndavabatupindalama palibe anzanga chimani mukaniuza chi I can do better. Simona Veniona, Kalina potential. Alina potential, Simona Veniona, Kalina potential. Alina potential, Simona. Ono yanzi jabu sabatu nenda bengato.
Gentlemen, welcome back from the short break. We're back with Nizzie in the studio, telling us about her background, her life story. I hope does inspire many people who are out there thinking Nizzie got somewhere by just a blow of the wind. No. So, Nizzie, we stopped from the point where you finished Green Hill, and then you started high school in. What school was it?
Namagunga, yes.
So tell us about the journey in school in Namagunga. How was the life like? Because you just transitioned from primary, whereby you're less serious but just pushing through.
Yeah.
And then you're becoming to the kind of adulthood section. Because that's more like adult. Even though it's not university, but back home it's like more kind of adult.
It's like now I'm a big girl.
You're a big girl. you're in high school.
Yeah. So it was quite the adjustment, but it was something I was mentally prepared for, because growing up, my mom always mentioned that she went to Namagunga my grandmother went to Namagunga. Her sisters went to Namagunga. So
Yeah.
from like P3, I knew I'm going to Namagunga.
You're
That's
going
the
to
goal.
Namagunga.
That's the
it.
dream. I have to carry on the line. I'm going
Yeah.
to Namagunga. My kids will go to Namagunga.
So you're trying to mean
So-
the choice of Namagunga, it was just more like mom's influence, because mom went to Namagunga and she says it's a lovely school.
Yeah.
So that's why it took kind of the choice.
Yeah, I would definitely say there was a lot of influence there.
Yeah.
Because it's like my grandmother went there, my mother went there, her sisters went there. I would love to experience this as well. From
Yeah.
her stories, I picked up on this, and she's like, it's a top girls' school.
Yeah.
And she would tell me a lot about her education and how it opened boundaries for her and put her in the place that she is. And I'm like, I want to experience this as well. I want to see where going to a top girls' school in Uganda
Yeah.
is going to affect me and where it's going to take me.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of influence there, and I would say there was a lot of influence from the religious beliefs that we had in our family as well,
Yeah.
because we are a Catholic family,
Yeah.
and it is
I
a
did-
Catholic
I was about to
school.
ask that question because I didn't ask it at the start.
Yeah.
So you're Catholic.
Yes, I am Catholic.
So that kind of prompted you to even join Namagunga more, because I was going to say there were many good other good schools. If you talk about Budo,
yeah.
so one of the best. Am I right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
one
of the best in the country,
Yeah.
whereby they will got the proud Budonians who shout a lot on the media. So
those ones.
listen, so but you're like, I don't care, Budo's good, and
Yeah.
I know you had friends in the Budo,
Mhm.
but you chose Namagunga. Like,
Yes,
that's
I-
the choice.
Namagunga
I'm not
was the
changing.
choice, and it was making news in the papers. A lot of prominent figures did come out from Namagunga, including my mother.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of inspiration in that sense, that this has opened boundaries for top doctors, top engineers, top
Yeah.
fashion designers, top different career
Yeah.
paths, different kind of prominent figures in society, and strong women, inspiring women. And I was
Yeah.
inspired by all these different stories and
Yeah.
all these different things that I'm seeing. And I was like, this is definitely a path I want for myself, so I'm going to work for it.
Yeah.
And obviously my mother had a lot of influence in the waking up and
Yeah.
reading and working for this dream. And that's how
Definitely.
I got to Namagunga. It was a
Namagunga.
dream from the start. Yeah.
Dream from the start. So
Mhm.
you're achieving your dreams.
Yeah, one step at
First,
a time.
first things, yeah. First things first, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in Form 1, new
Mhm.
girl, new school.
It was scary.
Scared.
I would say it was very scary. At the start, I cried.
You
They're
cried.
dropping me up and leaving me. I'm like, I can't believe this.
I was
Why
going
are
to ask you
leaving
about,
me?
because I don't know, you didn't tell me whether you actually you said you were commuting. Your dad used to drop you off in primary.
So I was
but-
never in a boarding
Yeah,
school,
but now-
and now I'm there.
Yeah, you're there.
I'm there, and I would say at the start it was exciting. Like, I never want to be at home again. I want
Yeah.
to be with my friends all the time. Until the reality hits you, like, yo, I'm stuck with these new girls, and
know where they
I
come
don't
from.
like this. And then
Yeah.
you start to realize slowly by slowly,
Yeah.
the showers don't have hot water.
Yeah.
You don't get to eat everything and anything you want.
Oh, you
I
ha-
was lucky
Wait.
that Namagunga allowed Grab, which
You
was great.
You had hot water at home.
Yeah.
How? Oh, because hot tap waters. For us, we used to boil if you wanted to. But,
Yeah, auntie,
that
we
wa-
would boil.
And mom was you're wasting firewood.
Yeah.
There's no go and shower cold water. Even when it has
You're
rained
wasting
and
the
it's cold.
gas.
There was
But
there was no
no.
gas. It was firewood where we grew up. Where
Yeah,
where I
you
did
grew
grow
up.
up in the village.
Yeah.
So like you're wasting firewood for tomorrow. You have to cook food for today in the morning.
Yeah.
But so you changed from
Yeah, from
having
having hot water,
water,
or someone
cold
boiling
baths.
it for you, or even
Yeah.
having someone wake you up in the morning. Like now I have to wake
Yeah.
myself up. No one is going to come and say, wake up
Yeah.
at this time. No, now I have to set an alarm or be sure I wake up at this time because I have to get to the shower. And I have to think, oh my God, the shower is not going to always be free. I have to stand in the line for the shower or I have to fight someone. And then there's times they'll tell you there's no water, so you have to go to the borehole in the school. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah, what's going
Where have
on?
you put me? So it was a lot of adjusting to this kind of life.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I have to adjust to getting my own water, to
Yeah.
getting, it was not, I'm not a kid anymore, to ironing my own uniform.
Yeah, definitely.
This was an adjustment. Now washing your own
Independent.
uniform. It's like, oh, okay,
Independence.
now I'm a grown up.
Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
you tell yourself at home I had all these advantages and things like that, but now I have to grow up and learn to wash my own clothes. I have to learn how to iron my own clothes. I have to learn how to have the discipline to wake up at 5 so that I can be there for mass at 5:45.
You had a mass.
Yeah, we had mass every morning.
Every morning.
So it was these tiny things of like, okay, I have to wake up, I have to be there for mass, I have to do this, and that was different, an adjustment.
Yeah, you come in.
Mm-hmm.
First days, first few weeks, first months.
Yeah.
Because I know, like the first section of like first semester, I'll call it semester, it lasts about 3 to 4 months in Uganda.
Yeah, about 3 months.
The first term, they're called terms in Uganda.
The first term, it lasts a few months. 3 months. Yeah.
3 months. How did you adjust to the different behavior from other students? I don't want to call them other people, but other girls. You're there, people have got their character. You're from where you've been like comfortable with those sisters around, your cousins around, but you're having someone who's totally not your sister
and totally not your friend,
not your cousin,
yeah,
not your friend, just trying to build up the lines. How did you adjust to that? How did you get those friends? How did you know their behavior, like kind of, because we're all different in terms of behavior?
So I would say one thing that started off when you join these schools, a lot of people in the beginning, we all sort of stuck with the friends that we came in with, and how the friendship started to form. It's like, oh, we're all from Green Hill, this side. Everyone from Kampala Parents, that side. Everyone from KJA, that side.
I went to create
and that's how
gangs.
the cliques now started. There was a clique every time. But then Namagunga had this rule against cliques because they wanted us to socialize more.
Definitely.
But in the beginning, the first week, I will be very honest,
it was cliques.
It was cliques.
Definitely.
And then because I had gone to both Kampala Parents and Green Hill, now I'm in 2 cliques. It's like, okay, I can talk to people from Green Hill and I can talk to people from Kampala Parents. The rest, I don't know.
So you're the bridge.
I was the bridge.
Between the Green Hill and Kampala Parents. So you're like,
and I was like, I went to
I'm
both.
the champion.
I went to both. You can't relate. And then that's how. So at first, then they would be like, we'll punish you if we only see only Green Hill people. And there's a point they even said, we're calling your parents because Green Hill girls are staying by themselves. So we had to sort of break away. Like, we're still friends, but now we have to be like, okay, this girl went to Namagunga Primary.
Yeah, but
hi, my name is Denise.
Yeah.
What's yours? And then someone
were you shy to say?
I was shy. I was scared. But then they mixed us up in dormitories because at first we were picking and choosing where to sleep, and they're like, because of this, we have a Green Hill dorm, a Kampala Parents dorm, a KJA dorm. Yeah. Then the teachers were like, we're mixing it up. You're now comfortable after week 1, so everyone, you're moving. Then you get into this dorm and you look around, you're like, okay, there's no one from Green Hill here. Yeah. But I have to make a friend just in case I don't wake up in the morning, or they need someone to wake them up in the morning, or at least have someone to talk to when you're in dorm. Yeah. And so that's how the friendship started to form. They put you in a new dorm, you need friends, you need things like that. So that's how the conversations would start. You have a deca mate, she asks you, do you want to sleep up or down? And that's a start. That's a spark for a new friendship. Yeah. And she'll be like, hey, my deca mate. And she's like, if you wake up, can you wake me up? And then you're also like, you also, if you wake up before me, can you wake me up? And then that's how the friendships form.
Were you a heavy sleeper whereby you sleep till someone says, Nizzie?
And they like wake up or they shake the bed and then they pull the blanket. Then you run and you're like, okay, I have to go. So that's how the friendship started to form. It's more like you're in this dorm, you don't really know anyone, but you're sleeping with all these new people and you would like to make a new friend. Yeah. So that's how the friendship started to form. And then because she's from this school and she has her close friend from Namagunga Primary, she'll be like, oh, this is my close friend from this school. Yeah. And you're also like, this is my close friend from Green Hill. And then you sort of move from there. And that's how the friendship circles formed. Yeah. It's just interacting and getting out of like the
comfort zone.
Comfort zone of this is who I know. And this is who I don't know, to being like, actually, I like her, and I like her, and this could be my next best friend.
So I'm going to move away from your first term and primary. No, not primary, but Form 1. It's called Form 1.
Form 1.
Yeah, Form 1 to the end. Actually, I will just go to the end of Form 1 and Form 2. Holidays are there coming up. When you went home, what did the mom say? Did she say any changes? How did you help mom? Because now you know how to iron your clothes. You know how to
wash them,
So
and things like that.
how did your mom and dad react to that kind of
I would
changes
say,
in you?
I would say,
and did you continue waking up early to say, guys, let's pray, because you had morning prayers at school? So is that something you carried out around back home? Like you
I
went
would
home
say
and
after
then
S1,
continued?
if I'm being very honest, you go back and you're like, this is the life, this
Mm.
is the luxury.
Yeah.
I'm back to not
Yeah.
doing this and not
Yeah.
doing that. And, she
Yeah.
said, and then my mom would be like, Denise, what have you been doing at school?
Yeah.
You came back to sleep because now,
Yeah.
because now you were waking up at 5, then you go back home and you're sleeping
Yeah.
until 12. Then that's
Yeah.
when she'd be like,
It's too much.
It's too much. Go. What did you learn?
Yeah.
And that's when she calls you out on it, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I used to wake up early,
Yeah.
and I go for breakfast, but now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm at home, I can try and set the table for breakfast,
Yeah.
and then let my siblings know, prepare them as well, because they had not been in boarding school before.
Definitely.
So it's now to show them that you can wake up early and
wake
you
up
can wash
early.
your own clothes,
Yeah.
and help the auntie at home, and
Yeah.
you can also help with ironing the clothes. If let's iron the uniforms, let's iron the daddy's shirts for work, let's
Yeah.
iron mommy's skirt for tomorrow's work.
Mm.
So it's just that tiny initiative, and she's like, oh, you learned how to iron.
Yeah.
Then she'll give you like 5 clothes to just test you.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, if you burn this shirt,
Yeah.
that
That's my
means you're burning
favorite.
your uniform.
From your dad.
Exactly.
That bought me this
so
on
don't
Valentine's Day.
burn that shirt. So
yeah.
it was that pressure
Yeah.
to show her that, okay, yes, mommy, I did
I'm
go and I
confident.
learned. This is what I've
Yeah.
learned, and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And then she sees this initiative and she's like, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You're learning. You're growing.
Did she give you a reward? Did dad say, "Oh, my girl's learned this and she's doing
no.
it perfectly, so I'm going to get a
Your
gift
reward is
from-"
more clothes to iron.
More clothes to iron. What about
That's about
birthdays?
it.
I think they came through the birthdays.
Let me see. Birthdays were always special because we always had. It's
Yeah.
always been where we'll come together and cut a cake as a family.
Yeah.
It has always been the highlight. You come together and cut the cake. You wait for mommy to come home. You wait for
Yeah.
dad to come home from work.
You cut the cake.
You cut the cake.
Yeah.
That was always the
special thing.
the special thing. You cut the cake.
Is there a specific drink you actually wanted to be there on your birthday? Because for us, soda was for Christmas.
Soda.
So if there's no soda on Christmas Day,
We are not happy.
That's not the Christmas.
I get that. So for me, it's always like, I want Mirinda fruity, Mirinda orange. And I was more of like a Mirinda orange girl. I'm like, I want Mirinda orange, not Fanta orange. I want Mirinda orange.
So without that, that's
Without,
on your
I'm not
birthday.
happy.
You can't cut the cake.
I mean, I would still cut it
But-
because I like cake. But also,
Yeah.
please bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, let's cut the cake and Mirinda orange to
Yeah.
take it down.
So going back to school now,
Mhm.
you finished Form 1.
Yeah.
How many subjects did you do in Form 1? Because that's why I'm going to come to Form 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many subjects did you
I think
do
we
in
did.
Form 1?
How many did we do? 12,
12.
I think. Yeah, we must have
12.
done 12.
Did you have a choice? Like when you go to Form 2, you had to choose and drop some few and then you stay with, because I think they were kind of a choice.
Yeah, we had to drop some and then focus more on the others.
Yeah.
So I did let go of a few.
So you're here in Form 2, first term. Teachers are telling you to drop these ones because that's when you drop in first term of Form 2.
Mm-hmm.
What did you drop?
I dropped French.
And what did you choose? And why did you choose those ones? And why
Yeah.
did you drop those ones?
Yeah, so Namagunga had its rules and some subjects were completely compulsory.
Yeah.
So it was compulsory to do literature and
Yeah.
it was compulsory to do CRE, which is
CRE.
the Christian Religious Education.
Yeah.
Those were compulsory. You had no choice but to do them. Whether you
Yeah.
wanted to drop them or not, you're stuck with
Yeah.
them. And then we had the luxury of like French and then home economics. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't want to do that anymore.
Home economics.
I'm
Why?
tired. No, I loved home economics because of the food that we would get to eat after. It
Yeah.
was like, oh, now I'm going to make cake, and this is a cake we don't usually make, or we're making
Yeah.
fries, and I don't eat fries anywhere.
Yeah.
But then also, I was just like, no, this is not what I want. This is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
So we had the option to pick an extra subject,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I want to pick commerce.
Commerce. Why
Yeah.
commerce?
I picked commerce because I thought it was interesting. And then the older girls were also a part of the influence on this because they're like, oh, commerce is easy. You just have to read. You as long as you're good at reading and cramming,
you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. And that's what I was good at. And while more things like home economics and art, they were quite subjective. Technical drawing, these were all subjective on opinion of how good your line is. Or art, it's like, I like your art or I don't like it. And I was like, I want something where I'm sure if I write something down and it's the same exact thing from the textbook, it's my marks. So that sort of influenced me.
So when you're choosing, that kind of shake you from being like from one where you're not serious, you're just aiming at passing good grades to impress mom and dad. So from to that kind of shake you to say, oh, things are getting a bit.
No, I think the seriousness sort of hits you towards end of S3 where you're like, okay, now I'm going to be a candidate again. I need to now be serious. But the dropping, it was more like, oh, fuchs, I don't have to do 12 subjects anymore. It was the relief of like dropping some and being like, I don't have to do French and pretend I understand je ne sais quoi or any of these things. Je m'appelle. I don't have to bite my tongue anymore. I don't have to draw anymore. I don't have to cook anymore. And now I just have to read. So it was more like a relief. Yeah.
So you're in Form 3 now. So tell us about the end of Form 3.
Form 3 was quite hectic. We were all looking forward to the finish line because Form 3 in Namagunga is where you peel. I'm peeling.
So
you're peeling for a whole school now. So it's like learning how to peel. And this is where you have the pressure of like peeling every day. And it's like, oh my God, I'm peeling matoke. And then you peel the lumonde, then you peel Irish potatoes, like sweet potatoes, different kinds.
So you cared
cassava.
You cared more for your nails than the other thing.
Yeah, we suffered.
So, but things got literally
day.
kind of the seriousness, life seriousness. That's when it kicked you up.
It kicked in.
I'm
growing
up.
I'm a semi-candidate. I'm growing up. But then this is where the hormones are kicking in. This is when you're most rebellious. This is when you're like, I'm a big girl now. I'm used to the school. The teachers know me. Now what? And you have little kids to bully as well. You're like, this S1 is going to get me my water. If I talk to this one nicely, they'll get me food.
But that's if you ask kindly. That's not bullying.
That's not bullying.
But if you push for someone to do you something, that means you're bullying.
That means you're bullying.
Or maybe I'm
so I would
wrong.
say with the it came with that thing of like, if I talk to an S1 and I tell you, why are you walking in front of me? They'll move. So it was that power of saying, I'm a grown girl, what can you tell me? And then it pushes you to rebel against the teacher. Because I will say, I was caned by a nun in S3. And that's because they're waking you up to peel. You want to sleep more. You're like, I'm not going to peel.
So peeling happened towards the weekend, or like Saturday?
It happened every day.
Every day?
Every day.
What time did you wake up for that?
It was only on weekends where we woke up early. But on the weekdays, we used to peel at lunchtime because you're peeling for supper.
How long was your lunch time?
Our lunch break was 1 hour, so you have 30 minutes to peel. You have 30 minutes to eat, 30 minutes to peel.
How do you manage that?
It was very fast-paced. It was a lot of time management and the pressure. Some people would even eat for just 15 minutes so that they can go and peel quickly because by 2, you have to be at the door of class or you have a punishment. So you're trying to avoid these punishments. And it sort of formed us. It helped us get this time management skill and be like, I need to make sure I've peeled all this in 30 minutes. But then also you have to peel it well. You can't waste the food because if the food's not enough, they would make us eat last. So it was a lesson. You have to do it well and efficiently and also in time. So it teaches you to do things in good time but to a good standard. So it was a good lesson to pick up in S3 now that I think about it. But while we were experiencing it, it was hectic.
Okay. You peeled in S3. S4, do you continue with the peeling?
No. Peeling was just for S3. So it was hectic. Like subjects are more hectic. You have more to read, more to learn. But you also have to peel and get that responsibility. And S3 is where they also pick the prefects. So this is where you also get a bit of power. So it's handling power.
Were you one?
No.
You were a commoner?
No, not a commoner, guys. I was a nurse assistant, which was great.
That's a leadership.
That was leadership
that's
to an
leadership.
extent. So I was an assistant to the nurse and I helped look after people in the sick bay. And I loved the luxury that came along with that because people in the sick bay got special food.
Oh, that's what you like. The food for you is alright. I know who you are about the food.
Food is bay.
So did that kind of make you feel like you want to go in healthcare, or it's still you just stayed our family is engineer, so I'm still going for engineering?
It gave me food for thought. So it was something where I'm like, I could actually be good at this. I liked looking after people. I loved staying up with the nurse, helping her with the medicine and giving this out. And I'm like, if I'm to consider some fields, this is something I would consider. But then each time I would think about it, and then I go back to class and I'm looking at the chemistry, I'm like, never mind. Maybe not. So it's like, I looked at my academics and then I looked at myself and I'm like, can I do it? Yes, I can. But then the academics are like pulling you back and they're like, maybe no. They're like, no, you're more of like this side, you know, that side. So the physics drew me in academically. And then the people aspect that as a nurse assistant also pulled me in, and it's like, oh, this kind is nice. Like I can handle people.
So Form 4, you can't then.
Yeah.
How would that shake you dynamically, like physically, mentally?
It was hectic. It was scary because now you have the pressure of, I've been in this girls' school for 4 years. It's a top school, and I would like to come back. I would like the opportunity to come back. But then again, do I want to come back?
Do you want to go back?
Yeah, so it's like questioning these decisions. Before we go there,
but how did it shake you?
Yeah, so it shook me in the sense of
because
I have to get the grades.
You have to impress the dad and mom with the grades,
with
first
the
of
grades.
all, and with the school.
With the school I'm going to go to after.
You want to leave a mark where you've been.
Yeah.
And you want to be outstanding, or you want to open up models for where you're going.
Yeah. So it was that pressure of this is really going to shape my next move.
Yeah.
It's going to shape what subjects I'm going to do for my A-levels and the career path I'm going to take. So my grades really are going to play such a big role in this.
Yeah.
And where I'm going to go is also going to play such a big role.
Yeah.
Before the finals came along, it's this pressure where they're like, now pick the schools you would like to go to.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was between Namagunga and Gayaza.
Why
and it's like
Namagunga and Gayaza?
So
what
this
about,
is a bit...
I still draw you back to Budo because for me, that's what I know. That's the pride they give us. We're the best.
No.
So why not Budo? Why not SMAC? Because
at the time...
SMAC is good. Is it SMAC?
Oh, but SMAC was a boys' school.
No, SMAC was a boys' school. Which one? There's another one which is so good.
What's
is it
Marcos?
Chitende, Marcos?
Yeah, there's Makerere College, there's Chitende as well.
So why didn't you think about all those schools apart from the boys one?
I wanted to stick to what I knew in my comfort zone of like, oh, I've been to a top girls school, I want to go to another top girls school. So it's like, I know Gayaza is not a Catholic school, but it's a top one and they allow hair, so that's a plus. And every girl, after cutting hair for all these years, you're like, I want my hair. So that's why Gayaza was on the table. And it was a debate because my mom is like, no, you need to go back to Namagunga, finish what you've started. You've been here for 4 years, so why do you want to go? And it's like, I don't want to be there anymore. The nuns caned me. I'm tired of this. I want to grow my hair. You know, when you've been to a school for so long, you feel the need to change. Like the hormones are there and you're aggressive and you don't want to be told anything, you know? So it's like, whatever I'm doing right now, I don't want to come back, or I want to come back.
Did the mom accept the hormones? Did she understand the hormones? Because I know she's a lady. She's been there.
She's been there, but then also it's frustrating as a parent to see your kid be a rebel and now cry because they want to leave a school and all these changes. So she embraced it. She was quite understanding with it. And much as, yes, we did have our arguments and misunderstandings and you go a few days without speaking, she would always come back and try to find out the root of this.
Who had more say in the house, dad or mom?
Mom.
Maybe daddy was like, I'm surrounded with girls, I don't have any sense. So
he was surrounded by girls at the end of the day.
I will away and just watch the girls be.
I'll let the girls be.
Yeah.
They'll sort themselves out. So most times it's more like he's not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
But my mom, she's going to have a lot to say about this.
But you got daddy's love like the way you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Was he there for you when you needed him? When you needed his shoulder, he was there. Yeah,
he was there when he could be.
Perfect. So you're finishing Form 4. The grades. How were the grades? What? I don't want to know the numbers of the grades, but I'm talking about the excitement, the tears.
Yeah.
Did we have tears at home?
Yeah.
Did you have happiness at home?
There was happiness, but there was also a bit of sadness because the dream to be a doctor, definitely off the table now.
Why?
because the grades are not living up to this. And to go into medicine, you have to do the biology, the chemistry, the math. Now you have to look at the combinations. This is what you've done. And because when the grades came back, I was the top in literature in Namagunga, and being a top student in a subject automatically means you're going to do it in your A levels. That's the rule. That's the standard.
In Namagunga.
In Namagunga.
Wow.
That's how it was.
So if I just did it for my grades, good grades, and I don't want to do anything.
Because you only do what you've passed.
I got good grades in literature, good grades, but I wasn't interested more like reading those novels, reading books. That was.
It wasn't your interest.
But because it was more of my grades, that's why I did it so well. Reading. But
so what I would say is, it was a subject that I loved, but it wasn't something I wanted to carry forward. But because I had done so well in the subject, and I'm going back to Namagunga to now ask for a place for A levels, they're now having the conversation of, you were the top in this subject. Why would you want to do anything else? And it's like, it's because of my career, it's my dream. But that's not some understanding that I was offered. It was more like, you've passed these subjects, you will do these subjects. Why are you going for something that you've not passed as highly as this? And this is where the decisions had to come in and be like, my parents now asked, they didn't force me, and this is something I loved about my experience. They asked me, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to do physics, I want to do math, I want to do art. Much as I didn't carry it forward in my O levels, I want to do it in my A levels, and I want to carry the commerce forward because it's something I passed highly as well. So this is in economics.
In terms of combination, what did you choose?
I did physics, economics, math, art, and literature.
So you're in Form 5?
Yeah, I'm in Form 5. And the reason why they're 5 is because I moved to an international school, so people could do up to even 6 A-levels.
I was going to ask because where we used to go,
it's only 4.
I didn't do A-level in Uganda, I did it from here, but it was 4?
Yeah, it was 4. Then I moved to Vienna, and this is where I did my A-levels, and this is where they allowed me to do the combination I wanted.
Right.
Because Namagunga offered me history, economics, literature. This is not what I wanted.
So at the end of Form 6, you got what you wanted with your combination.
So
and you proved mom wrong or right to your decision.
I proved them right.
Yeah.
So when I joined Vienna,
you did prove them wrong of their decision, but you proved them right of your decision. So when I moved to Vienna, I had to drop the literature along the way. So I ended up just doing physics, economics, math, and art. And these were all prominent in sort of the dreams I'm seeing. I'm like, I want to design, I want the artistic vibe mixed with the physics. And they were okay with that. And I handled the combination well. So well.
Because it's what I was passionate about.
Right, because now we're heading into university. You finish Form 5, you go, Form 6. You got your grades to push in in the university. So you have a clear view of what you want to be. Medicine's out of the window. And you're looking at more of engineering. So I started looking into...
I'll
hold it from there.
Okay.
Straight from there.
All right.
And I'll ask you for the second song you want to listen to, because we're heading into our short break.
Okay.
So what song are you choosing?
Echejo.
Echejo.
Spice Dana.
Is it because you had a chejo at home?
Echejo.
Giving mommy trouble, like sorting out things and this. That's where the chejo comes in. That's why you're choosing
I've always been a crybaby. I'm a mama's girl. That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Right. So a chejo from Spice Diana. So we're gonna pick up when we come back from a short break, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh baby, 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 bow on the beat, Spice Diana. Oh baby, 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 resource management, cause I change up, baby. Quarter, baby, the time to come, baby. Anyways, baby, yeah, cause I change up, baby. Quarter, baby, the time to come, baby. Anyways, baby, yeah, cause I change up, baby. Omukwano gwe nina njagalanga kumeteze ng'okutawo ng'ekimulekito oba ekyakasa kwagala tewali kwekosa era tonnenya kuba neepanka owange chikola daily. Banji bakumise nebwe kosa zekwenda banyi. Nebora yonize teli alinke mani beti. Kwata baby, zatandika open door. Yakuza chejo samini nechejo. Kwata baby, zatandika open door. Yakuza chejo samini nechejo.
Are you a registered nurse, healthcare assistant, support worker, cleaner, catering assistant, or chef manager? Vast Solutions Limited is looking all around the UK for competent candidates. Contact us on 0203 488 6183 or via WhatsApp on 07553 764 427, or you can send your CV to info@vastsolutions.co.uk.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back from a short break, where we listened to that lovely song. Where it was a surprise to me because I've never heard of that song from Spice Diana, and I'm a good fan of like music.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we stopped to the point of you leaving Vienna after Form 6, going to university.
Yeah.
Where did we go?
So
We got our grades,
Yeah.
and we're having a clear picture that we want to be we want to do engineering. What did you choose for university, and why university did you choose?
So I wanted to do something related to engineering, design, architecture. So that's how I got into the architectural field.
Yeah.
And I told myself I want to be an architect. I want to combine these different subjects. And I ended up choosing Salford because its architectural program was really good. So I moved to Manchester and started off my journey as an architect at the University of Salford.
So you moved from Kampala to Salford.
Yes, I did.
Who actually helped you to make a decision?
It was more my choice.
Your choice.
Because I was given free will to pick and choose where I want to study.
So
and this is where I applied to different points in the world, because now the world is my oyster, and I'm like, do I want to go to China? So I applied to China. Do I want to go to the US? I applied to the US. Do I want to go to Canada? I applied to Canada. I even applied to Australia, and I was like, okay, let me apply to the UK as well, because my parents had roots in the UK. My parents both studied in the UK, and there was influence there, and it's like, this is a very good place to study. There's a lot of opportunities that come from this. And so I applied to the UK. I got a scholarship as well with Salford. And this even pushed it further, because it's like, you have a scholarship, there's an opportunity there. It saves a bit of money.
Definitely.
And it's the
a
UK.
scholarship in the UK. I would welcome that many times for my child, for myself.
So it was a partial scholarship, but it went a long way.
So why didn't you choose other countries, but you chose UK? Looks like are you following your parents' route? Because like, you're here, you went to Green Hill, blah blah blah, and then you were like, I'm going to the girls' school where my mom went. And then in your high school, that's when you chose, like, that's when you took your decision about that. But for the university, you're back. My parents went to the UK, so
I won't lie, my mom has been such a big source of inspiration for me.
Looks like
She really has.
Those are the footsteps you've taken.
Even when I was applying for universities, I did apply to the University of Dundee. And then I was like, maybe I should be my own person and try my own city. And then I did a bit of research on Scotland and Manchester, and I was like, I actually like the buzz and everything.
So why the buzz? Why the buzz? Why the buzz?
I know, just like the feeling of living life. and I was like, you know what? Manchester is the one for me.
But if you talk about buzz, people from Scotland are known for beer. So they are the best in the kind of beer section, because even you look at where the beer comes from, most of
it's from
is
there.
Scotland.
But I also looked at the population and the kind of people I would be interacting with and things like that. So I was like, okay, I know more like Ugandans and people I can actually go to the bars with in Manchester. Rather than Scotland. And I was like, in Scotland I don't really know anyone, but I want to go to a place where I know some faces, I know some people. And so that kind of influence. There was influence of friendships and influence of a new start, influence of being your own person, and then a scholarship, of course. So that had a lot of influence as well.
So you're here. The world is oyster. You're back to the house. Mom and dad is sitting around, maybe your sisters and cousins. You're breaking the news. Mom, I want to go to Salford, Manchester. That's where I feel like I want to go. Were they happy for the news?
Yeah, they were definitely happy.
Were they ready for the funding, for everything? Were they so happy? You're like, that's what you choose. That's what you're going for.
They were very happy with that, and the fact that I had the grace to even bring me here. That was also another plus, because they're like, this is you. This is fruits of your hard work, and because you've worked hard, it should be rewarded with you going to, a university of your choice and. Thank God we can afford it and can work towards achieving this. So of course, to come to the UK was a decision I made when I hadn't even finished my A-levels, because it's something that needed forward planning. It has always been a thing. Once you say something, you have a dream, we need to plan for it, we need to save for it.
So it was more like a family and you plan. You have to put plans in place already.
We have to put the plan in, and then have to start saving towards this plan, because affording the UK, it's not something cheap.
No.
Especially with the economy and how things work. So it's something that had to be saved for. It's a dream that we had to bring to life with savings. And to have the 100 million, is it, on the account for the visa?
I don't know.
Saving
I
beyond.
Don't know. I've never gone through that.
So it's a hard process. It's a lot of prayers. It's a lot of hard work, sacrifice. And I thank the heavens for everything my parents have done to give me this opportunity. And it's something I don't take for granted. Definitely. And so it was something that was a dream. It was an answered prayer for me to be able to experience this.
So you're in Salford University. Is it University of Salford? Or
University
Manchester?
of Salford.
Salford. How was it first year? New country, new people, new environment. Everything is new to you.
So
how did you manage?
Like the song just said, Echejo.
Echejo.
When I moved, I was crying. I think I cried for 3 weeks straight, because I'm like, this is new again.
So you wanted mommy to be around, but she can't be around.
And then she was like, I'm scared for my girl. So she even flew in.
She came.
She came in the second week, and she's like, Denise, I'm going to help you settle in. We will do some shopping, but I have to go back. Now you're 18 now. You're big. You're bigger than you are when you were 13 and crying about boarding school. Now it's a whole other country, and it's a decision we've made, and it's because our hearts are in the right place. So it's something you have to embrace. So I will say that I did start off socially awkward and very anxious and scared, and
I would
it's not like that. It's not the excitement that people really. I mean, I'm excited I'm somewhere, but
you're
also
in the UK.
I want my mom.
So you're talking about you prayed for, did you always pray at home for the plans you were putting across?
Definitely.
Like as a house, not as you as a family.
We prayed as a family. We always had prayer nights every day. So before we go to bed, we would all gather as a family and pray. And then we would even give testimonies and things like this. So it was rooted in us. It was like, this is the goal, this is what we have. And then we would say the rosary as well. And then we would also do fasting, you know. So prayer was such a core thing for us. It was very important, because without God, nothing's possible. And with God, anything is possible. So we had so much faith and so much belief that with Him, we're going to be able to go through anything.
So how did the first year go?
First year
university?
went quite well.
Yeah.
But the start was a bit rough.
Yeah, I would understand like when you
Yeah.
cried, Mama has to come, but leave
Then
about
she
that.
goes, and then so then it's me now
Yeah.
navigating it, and I'm like, okay, I got to class, but in the beginning I couldn't even talk to anyone. I'm like, okay, let me sit here, watch everyone.
Yeah.
But from analyzing everyone and then slowly opening up went a long way, because now I'm making friendships and I'm learning about new cultures,
Yeah.
and I'm learning to express myself more, because my first presentation in uni, I cried. You're telling me to now talk in front of a whole class, and then someone, because I did come with like a strong Ugandan accent, and then
Definitely.
you're reading and
Mine
you're
is still
mispronouncing
around.
it.
It has never gone away.
It
so-
never goes.
Yeah.
So you're there, and then you pronounce a word, and someone is like, "Pardon." You're
Mm.
like, oh,
Yeah, that's what-
guys,
yeah.
don't say pardon, because
Yeah.
then the anxiety hits in more, and you're like, "Did I say it right?"
Yeah.
And then you're trying, you're twisting the tongue, you're trying to make
Yeah.
people understand, and then you explain something, and you say a word different, and you're realizing, okay, I'm not the same
As the other people.
and now
Yeah.
it's either you're embracing it or trying to be someone else, and this is
Embrace
something I was struggling with. It's like, okay, do I remain authentic to who I am? Because now I came and I'm wearing colorful clothes, and everyone's like, oh, you're in orange jeans, that's new, and you don't know whether that's new is a compliment or you're just like, girl. And then I also do my colorful hair. You're seeing me here with my blonde braids, so every week band they're seeing me.
Colorful hair is good and image to me, but I don't want to show the image. But
but I liked exploring with my hair, because
think
I've
that
always
was
played
more-
with my braids.
that was more of you, because the Nizzie I know now, I'll just briefly talk about
Go on.
the Nizzie I know now. You're more like a fashion person.
Yeah.
So you do actually do remind me of the person all the time. Lewis Hamilton is there with the fashion. He just dresses up with anything, and you feel like, but what is he portraying?
Exactly.
So you went in university also for architecture degree, but you also had fashion came around to you.
Fashion came
from
around.
the first day, because someone told you why the hair,
why the orange jeans.
Orange jeans.
And then
what did you think about?
So
because but I don't think that time you were like, I'm in fashion. So what made you what did it ring like to you? The bells did ring to you in terms of fashion.
In terms
orange
of fashion.
jeans, your colorful hair.
Yeah.
Do you care about it at that point, or you like just
No. So fashion was always a core for me as well.
Yeah.
And it's like I love to express myself in the way I dress and in the way I do my hair.
Yeah.
And not much makeup then, but makeup now.
Yeah.
But then so I would be like, I'm going to dress because this expresses me. I'll wear the orange jeans, I'll wear the Ankara print to class. And this is something new. This is not something they see in their
to show
shops.
that you're happy or you're angry, because you say expressing yourself.
Yeah,
in
no,
what
it's just
way?
in the sense that this is who I am, and this is how I can dress, and this is my potential, and that's how I would say expressing myself.
Yeah.
Not my emotions per
Not
se.
your
Not my
emotions.
emotions.
I was gonna say your
'Cause-
emotions were a bit mixed.
a bit mixed, exactly. So it's not my emotions, but more like this is the sort of creative I am, and this is the good eye I have for like fashion and things like this.
Yeah.
And my other dreams were like, okay, now that I'm pursuing a career in design, I need to show how I can design even in the way I dress. I don't want to be the architect that you look at and you're like, oh, but she doesn't look like one. I want you to see the design from the moment I walk in through the door.
Yeah.
And you will look at me and you're like, okay, maybe fashion. And then I'm like, oh, I actually do architecture.
Yeah.
But I can also do fashion. I can dress well. I can look good. I can show off my clothes.
Yeah.
And it's the same way I'll show off my buildings that I design for you. Yeah.
So at what point do you bring in the
fashion?
And you're able to show it on, because for me, I've just known you on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And when I saw you, that's when I asked for the Snapchat. So how did it come about? What time did it come about with your degree? Did it come about in your second year of university or third year?
It came in first year. When I was in first year, I used to stay in a student accommodation. Still do. But by meeting people in this student accommodation, I met a photographer.
Yeah.
And with this photographer, I spoke to him, and I also mentioned that I was doing photography. Like I said, jack of all trades. I like to try everything. So while I was back in Vienna, I used to take pictures of different students, and I carried my camera along when I moved for first year.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that I also do like to go into photography.
You still have a camera?
I still do. I still do.
Did
So-
you just a camera or with everything for the camera?
Oh, I have everything. I keep piling up. I have
Yeah.
the lights. I keep buying.
So it's like
it's a
overall-
hobby. It's something I love on the side.
Right.
Jack of all trades. I do it
Yeah.
all. But so I was doing photography in first year with him. He influenced me, and he's like, "Oh, you can come and we can take pictures of this person." And then the biggest challenge he ever gave me was, "Let's go to this wedding and take pictures of this wedding." And I'm like, "Oh, can I do it?"
Yeah.
Small me. And then at the end of the day, he was like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be able to make it. You have to go and handle it yourself." So I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, I'm going to wear the big girl boots and go for this wedding shoot."
Yeah.
And then from there, he was like, "Okay, I'm going to shoot for this designer.
Yeah.
And I see you're into fashion as well. You dress really well. And I
Yeah.
think you can be able to model for her. So would you want to try it? Her model
Yeah.
was cancelled last minute."
So
And that's how
Yeah.
I got into fashion.
so that was first year, and then you've gotten the photography kind of job,
yeah,
but it's not a job, but it's kind of a job.
it's a job, yeah.
And then you're transiting from that kind of photography job
Into
to
being
a
in front of the
designer,
camera.
being in front of the camera instead
Yeah.
of being at the back of the camera.
So
What about your degree?
my degree is also on the side. So
Did-
I am
don't you feel
attending
like-
the classes.
Didn't you feel like you're leaving mom behind?
No, definitely not. Because I felt like I'm embracing everything I can do. I'm
Yeah.
checking my potential. I'm going to the
Yeah.
classes. I'm doing the presentations. I'm doing the creative work. But
Yeah.
I'm also doing me.
You're doing you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm doing this career path, which I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
But I'm also doing other things that I love.
What I
and
like
could
doing,
be
my free time.
potential for extra money.
Mm.
Because you move here and you're like, okay, now I need money. Where am I going to
So
find it?
did you earn some money from that?
I definitely did.
That's the
Which was
best
a
thing.
plus. That's the best thing.
So you're moving out from the first year to second year. Did you continue, because now second year is becoming more
intense.
with your
Yeah.
you don't want to disappoint the parents,
Mhm.
and you don't want to disappoint yourself. At the same time, you need some money, because now I think that's becoming your part-time job kind
Yeah.
of thing.
So
How did you manage the two?
Okay. So being
How-
a photographer became quite hectic.
Mm.
So it's something I pulled away from because
Yeah.
now I can't handle all the editing along
Yeah.
with everything that's expected from me as
Yeah.
an architecture student.
Yeah.
So I stepped aside from the photography and focused more on the modeling
Yeah.
because the modeling wasn't as intense. All I have to do is go for a shoot once every 2 weeks, every month.
Yeah.
And that for me was enough
Yeah.
to then carry on with my architecture work without
Yeah.
really having a big effect.
Mm.
And that's how I continued with the modeling, the
Yeah.
fashion, and while balancing it with the architecture.
So what gave you more coverage you needed, the photography or the modeling coverage in terms of like
My-
your posts and
Oh.
everything? Did you want to be a photographer with your degree, or you're like, photography will never work for me, let me go for fashion, which does give me more like background, like,
Yeah.
people can see me more, I want people to see me more,
Yeah.
and see who Nizzie does, not who Nizzie is, because Nizzie can be a different person in a
Yeah.
different image.
But who Nizzie is.
So, but what Nizzie does,
Yeah.
what excites Nizzie? Because now, if it feels like fashion it excites you, just do it for
Yeah,
passion.
for
That's what something
yeah.
you like.
So,
How do you make a choice?
okay. So how I made the choice is I loved taking pictures, but I
Yeah.
hated editing them.
Editing them.
I hated the process of editing them.
Yeah.
Because it was just very intense for me, and it was
Yeah.
a lot of work, especially balancing it with architecture, because I spend
Yeah.
a lot of time on the computer
Editing.
just editing and designing and
Yeah.
working with different things that go along with
Definitely, yeah.
architecture. Then for me to do also the fun thing for me,
Yeah.
sitting again editing and doing this with the photography, I was like, I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
I need something to get me off the laptop.
Mm.
And that's where I got more drawn
Fashion.
into the fashion, because
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm in front of a camera, I'm
Yeah.
smiling, I'm
Mm.
dancing around, I'm wearing cute clothes I can't
Yeah.
afford.
Yeah.
Like for me that was nice, and I was like, I can put these forward as well,
Yeah.
because now it's pictures of me
Yeah.
being edited by someone else, and then
Yeah.
I put them onto my media, which gives
Yeah.
me more coverage as
More
a person.
coverage. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was your second year.
yeah,
You
that
pulled-
was second year.
How did you pulled out all right with that? in
Yeah, I
second
pulled
year?
out all right.
With all the stress,
I
stress of
managed.
your. So third year, how many years were they?
3 years.
3 years.
With a placement. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Third year you're there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a final year.
Yeah.
You're doing your fashion. How would that go?
That was good. It was a an intense year, but I would say second year was more intense for me than third year.
Yeah.
Because second year is adjusting from fun first year and doing everything I want to second year where deadlines and strict and everything is like
Go
this.
coursework and everything.
And then by third year I had struck a balance. I know when there is time for this and when there is time for this and how to balance the two.
So the fashion waited for you.
I carried it on because I was able to balance it.
I mean, it always waited for you in your free time.
Yeah, it was always for when I'm free, not
free.
Now.
Good.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So final year went on well, you finished. Where do you end up?
So after I finished,
what excited mom and dad?
Yeah.
I'll ask the question. Tears of joy?
Definitely tears of joy.
How'd that go?
That went well because everyone is like, okay, you graduated, that's good. But then comes the thing with the UK, to be a full architect, you have to do your masters.
Yeah.
And everyone is like, you were not paying just for you to be half architect.
Did the mama and dad say that?
Now you might as well go the long way.
Yeah, so mama was like, yeah, you have to go back.
Yeah, because
How
I'm
were you
graduating. I was excited because I'm like, okay, I when I started, I first thought, architecture is just 3 years. And then I started the journey and I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's actually 7 years to be a full architect. And I'm like, I can do
Is
this.
it?
I can do this. Yes,
So how many
it
years
is.
have you got more?
One more.
1 more year.
Yeah, just one
so
more.
So 3 plus how many did you come back for? For 2?
I came back for 2.
2 years.
But
so
I
that's
also
5.
Yeah, that's 5.
Yeah, plus the 1 year told me about.
Yeah, which is the placement. Yeah,
Placement.
so work.
So that's 6.
That's 6. Then after your masters, you work again for another year.
Aren't you drained?
No, I'm not,
And
because
the
I
fashion's
love
still
it.
going on.
And the fashion's still going on.
So people who know you on Instagram and Snapchat, they know you as a fashion person. And for the dance,
for the dancing, yeah,
the videos you post,
yeah,
they don't portray who you are, like your career path.
Yeah. Because I want to separate who I am from what I do.
If I come without a description of you and I don't know you and I come on Instagram page and I see the dancing, I would say, is she a model?
Yeah.
Is she a celebrity? Is she? I won't know that you actually
that
have
I am
a degree.
an architect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
how I did that, when I started my Instagram, it was always to show off the fashion and the photography and this side of me. And I stuck to that. And then when I started to get more serious with my career, I started to introduce it. And this is where I have another Instagram page just to show off my architectural skills. Yeah. And then I started putting it forward. And then this is when I started, like when people started seeing me post a bit of like my life in uni, life as an architecture student, then people would reach out to me and be like, you do architecture. This is a field I would like to go into. Tell me about it. What can I do? How can I go about it? And this is how me just being a dancer now pushed me to now talking about architecture.
And I remember so well, there's another question you posted, like, ask me away. That's the
ask away.
Someone did ask you, how do you get into fashion and how are you managing that?
Yeah.
You remember that question?
Yeah, I remember.
So how
was that you?
That wasn't me. I just
if you say so.
Social media is for me to look and read people's reactions. I don't comment, I don't ask unless I need to contact you. That's when I can say I need to contact someone.
Fair enough.
That's when I can get in touch with you. But so you did explain so well the difference between you being an architect
and me
and social media and the fashion and the model.
Yeah,
you're balancing it well now.
I'm balancing it well.
You're back in you told me you went back when I had a chat with you earlier on. You said you went back to Uganda after your degree. Yes. So what made you come back? So apart from your parents saying we do not want the half one, what made you come back? You would have chosen like Uganda to do your masters. You would have chosen China, German, US,
anywhere else.
Yeah. So what made you come back here and say I'm back in my comfort zone?
Yeah. So I loved my life in Manchester and the experience that came along with this and the different opportunities that came with it. Yeah. And when I was back in Kampala, I'm like, I really liked the opportunities that I had in Manchester. Yeah. And this is something I want to explore more. And I know career-wise, it would be a good choice to try and push my career when I am back in Manchester. Yeah. Because of the open doors that it will give me, and I'm also thinking about the money.
The money.
The money.
Money on your mind, yeah?
Money on my mind. I need to make money.
That's a song from this guy who said, Money on my mind. Was it, I've forgotten his name.
Yeah.
But there's a song. So you're back for your
And
master's.
another core thing that influenced why I came back, I had already graduated with acknowledgement, with an accreditation from the RIBA, which is the Royal Institute of British Architects.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to be registered on the British Architectural Board.
Yeah.
And in order to do this, I had to continue in the
education.
UK. Yeah, I had to continue with my master's in the UK for this to be possible for me. And this is one of the big reasons why I came back to the UK.
When you finish the masters, are you gonna be there?
That's me. I'm gonna be on the
So
board.
when I go down there and say, please, I'm looking for this person, they'll say, yeah, she's excellent.
She's excellent. She's there.
She's
That's the
there.
dream. That's the
She's there.
goal.
So
Yeah.
you're now at your masters. How is it going with the fashion?
It's
I
intense.
know you still post. For me, I'm just there for the dance, for the colorful clothes. Like someone said, you wear many colorful dresses.
A lot of colorful dresses. Color is my life.
I've seen you.
Not today, but yeah.
I've seen you posing for those pictures with the colorful dresses.
Yeah.
Different scenery. What makes you choose those places you go to and take pictures? Does someone choose for you, or you say you take your lead and say, I want my picture to be taken from here?
I believe I've always had a good eye. I have a good eye for architecture. I have a good eye for spaces. I have a good eye for
when I was reading the
beautiful
car, you
spaces.
took a picture of the building.
Exactly. I'm always just taking pictures of buildings. I'm spotting and I'm putting them in. I love the spaces, and when I'm taking these pictures, it's not about just my face. But it's about how everything comes together. It's about how that chair is in this specific spot and this leg is crossed like this. Like I like that attention to detail, and I do love the interior spaces and the architecture and how nature can come into a building. Like I think about everything before I take the picture.
When I give you a photograph of someone, do you look at the person in the photo or you look at the background?
Everything.
So
I look at how the background complements the person in the picture.
in the picture.
Yeah.
So that's
I analyze it like that.
You do analyze pictures.
Yeah.
So you choose your own backgrounds.
Yeah, I choose them.
Is the photographer
definitely.
okay with your backgrounds? Or
Well-
do you have clashes where it's like, I don't want that.
Yeah,
I want this. And you say, no, I want this. You do it my way, not your way.
Because I'm very specific, I started taking my own pictures. So I used to, unless it's a professional shoot,
Don't tell me the pictures I see on Instagram are from
definitely by me.
you. Are they?
They're by me and my tripod.
Does someone help you?
I take my tripod, I carry the light, because I told you how I've bought
So
lights.
you set it up properly?
Yeah, I set it up
Do
properly.
you run back in the
I have a remote in
Oh,
my
you have a
hand,
remote.
and in some of the pictures you'll notice either my hand is folded or I'm hiding it in my waist because or in a pocket because I'm clicking the button to take the picture. I became a hustler like that.
the difference between me and you is I look more at the background. Literally, I never looked at you, like analyzing why your arm is always folded in the picture. That's why I'll never know.
You never notice
That's why
the
I'm asking
detail.
you, who takes
It's
the photos?
me. I take them and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Because when I had other people take them, I would be fussy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm frustrating them. And the only one who I can stress too much and I don't care are my sisters. Because for them, I'm like, you lie down. I will give you 5. I'll buy for you food. After this, KFC. And then they will take them with a passion. While with another person, it's like, you know what, I'm not going to stress you. But sometimes I do need the extra help. Like if I'm walking in a video, I'm like, oh, could you help me? But
Move the camera.
do like this. And then we'll take the same video like 5 times and someone's like, Denise, stop. I'm like, no, but it has to be perfect.
Yeah, it has to be perfect.
Yeah,
You're
that's
the perfect person.
Yeah, I'm a perfectionist.
And what?
And attention to
and
detail.
I think that's what people who do architecture are good at, because I have a friend who wants more of the curve, nice curves. Once he does see that curve is not good, say, I don't
it's
like
going
it.
to. I'm going to do it again until it's perfect.
He wants you to do it again.
Exactly.
So, where are you seeing yourself in the next coming years? No, it can be tomorrow. It can be. Are you going to be in fashion, modeling, or you're going to drop the fashion and everything, and then you go for your career?
I have no intention of dropping the fashion because it's something I want to carry forward. And architecture can have a big influence on fashion. And fashion does have a lot of influence on architecture. And these are two things that I think are very well blended. And they're things I want to carry forward because architecture can inform the fashion designs and fashion can inform architectural designs. And fun fact, this is something I carried on into my dissertation, talking about how fashion has an influence on architecture and vice versa. It's something I want to carry on, and I'm not planning to drop either field
So
at any point.
you want
But
to
I do want to
continue.
be a prominent architect,
Yeah.
that dress as well,
Yeah.
and even styles people.
So one day, for me, I'm just looking at you.
Yeah.
Look, one day I'll be seeing you on the screens
Definitely.
with the fashion,
That
someone
is
in colorful
me.
clothes. But I think you do portray more of the African culture.
Yeah, definitely.
Why that? Why do you choose
I have
specifically that?
always, growing up with my mom, these African fabrics are things that I saw
You
from
like
day
most.
one. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something we had as a headscarf, as a lesu.
That's why,
you know?
because most of the pictures they're more like African.
Yeah, they're
even if it's
African
not like
print.
the whatever
head
you're
pieces
putting on,
and-
yeah,
yeah.
pieces. The dress itself,
It's African print.
it's African print.
It's something I really love,
Yeah.
and I think the whole world needs to see it. Everyone should embrace.
You're the
the colours,
You're
and I
the
want to-
proud African.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you want to put the culture and the fashion.
Yeah,
on
I want to
market.
carry it forward because these are fabrics that are beautiful and should be given the attention that they deserve.
How many dresses or pieces do you have?
Enough.
Enough.
I couldn't say.
Well, I can't imagine.
I couldn't say.
Your drawers might be like filled with.
I couldn't
African
say.
prints
But I love
Do you
each
buy
and
them?
every single one of them.
Do you buy them?
I do buy, but I'm also gifted as
You're
well now
gifted.
because I've built my platform to
Yeah.
a point where companies are happy to send me these items as well to show them off and make
Yeah.
videos and dresses.
Yeah.
And I'm always excited to show them off because people do come to me and ask me, where can I get this and where can I buy that?
So
Because of the fabrics.
you're finishing your masters.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing your fashion
Yeah,
and you're advertising for the companies.
definitely.
How are you doing that? I'm going to ask you again.
How do I
you
do
just talked
it?
about advertising for other companies
Yeah.
and how they get in touch with you.
Yeah. So companies do reach out to me on my Instagram.
Your Instagram.
And on my Instagram, I do have my email address. So some of them do send me emails. Others send me direct messages. Others have found me on Snapchat and
Yeah.
gone like, I really like
Oh,
how
Snapchat is
you're always
amazing.
dancing on Snapchat
Your
and
Snapchat
singing.
is amazing. Definitely.
And they're like, if you could do a video just dancing in
I have
this
a fan
dress,
of
we would
you.
love it.
I have a fan of you. I think he's got notifications on his Instagram.
Thank you.
Every time I look at your new post, his name is there. Liked by.
Yeah, no, thank you very much
Yeah.
for the support.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
There are people out there who look out to you.
Yeah, I
Girl-
appreciate all
girl-
the support.
Girls, women,
Yeah,
men, boys.
Yeah.
You're actually saying you're there.
yeah.
Because
And-
what you're doing, it can be done by anyone.
It can be
doesn't
done.
matter what kind of gender you are from.
Yeah.
So how the struggles you've been through to get there? Because for you, to someone like you said, it looks like a smooth way of like a
Yeah.
road. But I know there are some disappointments.
Yeah, definitely.
How can you inspire someone to be there?
What I would say is don't give up regardless of how many rejections come your way.
Yeah.
Always push for it because if it's your dream, you can definitely create the space for yourself.
Yeah.
Even when I started off as a model,
Yeah.
no one was hiring me, but I
Yeah.
still took pictures like a model.
Yeah, you
I'm
never
going
gave
to
up.
look like a model
Yeah.
until you take me on, until you
Yeah.
hire me because I look like a model now. Anyone who looks at
You-
me, you're a model.
Well,
and
that's what
it.
people call you, a model.
Period.
But like I said, some people don't know you like your career path.
Yeah, they
They
don't.
just know you as a model because of that's what Instagram portrays.
Yeah, that's what
and-
Instagram
and
portrays.
Snapchat portrays
Yeah.
you.
So I would like to consider myself a designer
A
that
designer.
can push boundaries both in the fashion and the architecture world.
Well, don't you look at opening up your own brand?
Yeah, definitely. It's in
Y-
the works.
that's what you're
We're
heading.
getting there.
You're
We're
getting there.
Slowly, slowly.
So-
Big announcement.
Big
Nizzie
announcement.
collection is coming
Nizzie
up.
Oh, you have to pay me for that, and it might be my sponsor one day.
I mean, you never know. We might sponsor each other at this point. We
All
all
right.
need the support.
Nizzie, it's been a wonderful time spending time with you here.
Thank you for having me. I like
And
talking.
I see you're full of energy.
I am.
So, and it's been a wonderful story,
Yeah.
and I hope someone who does watch this live pick something for me.
Alright. I do hope they're inspired in one way.
They should be inspired.
I like
They-
some,
they
I
already
want
ins-
some more architects to join
they-
me.
they
Some more
already-
designers.
They are already inspired because the Instagram is amazing.
Thank you. And I should
So we're closing
carry
the
it
program
forward.
now,
Thank you for having me, Solomon. I loved my
and
experience.
we want to close with the third liked song from you.
Yeah.
What song would you choose to close the program
January
with?
to December. by
January to
Tonics.
December.
It's a nice oldie for me.
What makes you choose that song?
From January
Because
to
like
December.
it's like all around season. Because if you think
Yeah,
about
all
January
around
to
you-
December, we're thinking about summer, winter, spring, autumn,
All of
January
it.
to December.
Yeah.
Because in January is still winter, and then February, March,
Yeah, we're moving towards spring.
spring,
aren't we?
and then from that to like May, June.
Yeah, it's like
Spring,
spring,
and
then summer.
June, July, August is summer,
Mm-hmm.
and then back to the reverse way, and then back in winter.
Yeah.
So, what makes you choose that song?
I just love it because
love
I
it.
love Tonics, and this was one
Tonics.
of his like
Yeah.
beginning ones, and he
Mm.
sings from January to December. I don't have the vocals, guys.
You just love
Sigalanze kwagala, and I will continue loving myself.
You used to continue
Regardless
love.
of everyone, but please
But-
love me as well.
Yeah, loving yourself
From
is the best
January
way.
to December. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Deep Conversations, and this is what we bring you every Sunday. We're going to pick for you a good guest, and then hope they can inspire you to achieve what you want to achieve, or just energize you to do more to achieve your best. Thank you so much. See you next Sunday, and you can catch up with Nizzie on her social media platform, which is Nizzie on Instagram. What's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, it's at _Nizzie _ Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my Instagram. And
yes.
then on Snapchat, it's Nizzie _256.
256.
Always representing.
Well done. And you can tune in online on Instagram, on Facebook for TGM Radio UK, and you can listen to the different programs we have. They're interesting. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh,